Hello. So it's Pedal of the Day, and it's a very special Pedal of the Day. I'm going to show you a couple of things. I'm going to show you this Mark II tone bender, which is one I haven't really played to anyone before, but it's a bit of a special one. And it's the one I use as a sort of reference model. And I'm going to show you what I do when Dave sends me a new tone bender and what I listen out for and what I think we should be getting out of a Sola sound tone bender. So we'll do that first, and then I've got something even more special. Is it even more special? Well, it's special. So the Mark II obviously is probably the most famous of the Sola sound pedals for many reasons. But this is what I do when I get a new one. I turn the attack off and I turn the level up full and I kick it on. And the sound I'm listening for is the sound of sort of, I don't know, it's almost like, I think of this very wholesome, organic sound, almost like a sort of bee floating above the grass looking for a suitable flower to... And from that sound, I can hear the actual voicing of the pedal. So I can hear this is going to have loads of bottom end. When the attack kicks in, it's going to have loads of grunt. And I can feel this is going to be quite a choppy one. What I do next, I turn the attack up to halfway. And roll off my volume to about 8. So I know I'm getting the clean up. Suddenly I'm in a pub rock band from the 80s. Or I'm just listening to a sort of breaking up amp. Pull my gain in, pull my volume up on my guitar. Suddenly I'm listening to a fuzz pedal. Probably one of the most expressive fuzz pedals. I don't know what you think about his beard. I've got his beard on today, and I don't know if you've ever seen pictures of my dad and my uncle, but today I looked in the mirror, it's like I've got my dad's hair and my uncle's beard, so it's quite a good tribute to them, really, playing the Mark II, their most important thing. Let's turn the attack up. I'm going to knock the level back to about half. Attack's going up full. Yeah, that's what a Mark II should do. Oh, and at full tilt, of course, when you roll back. Only do I get that gain clean up but I get this big whoosh of bass. And then I say, yep, that's a good one, pack it up, send it out. So I said today was a kind of special day, and it is, and I promise you, hand on heart, this is true. This is the first time I have opened this box. So this is the first production model TB-2W that I've seen. I played the prototype, and it seems like a long time ago now, and we approved it, and Boss made it, and obviously it was released. It's an incredible story how quickly they sold. I'm very, very flattered, and I'm sure Boss are too. And it's in a square box instead of a little oblong box. Oblong, rectangle. If anyone knows the difference, can they email me? Actually, no, sorry, I did find out once. Don't worry, don't email me about oblongs. And you've got a little square booklet with a little story in it and some very cool pictures. And a picture of my dad with this hair. And a picture of me with and Steve with less hair. And there's your thing, and there she is. And here goes. Well, this is quite an important moment, isn't it? Let me put my glasses on so I actually get the cables around the right way. In. Out. Level up, attack down. See how we go. There's the grazing bee. Halfway. That is superb, isn't it? So until this moment, I'm going to be totally honest with you, I was slightly worried that the prototype I got was amazing and the production model wasn't going to be quite as good. But this is phenomenal. Well, listen, if you don't like that, you just give up playing the guitar immediately. That really is a fabulous thing. of course, you know, if you're really into your vintage mojo and your old parts and smelling your transistors like I am, this this might not be the pedal for you. This isn't a pedal you put on a shelf. This is a pedal to go out and play, I think. You know, our Solar Sound pedals are handmade incredibly slowly with an incredible amount of care. This is, you know, a pedal that there's 3,000 of them out there, and it's made in a very different way. A lot of people are into the history of the pedal, and we really, really, I think, adhere to that ideal when we make our own Mark II. This is the first time that something's gone out there with our name on it that sounds like this, that isn't made by us. I suppose that's what I'm trying to say. So chuffed, I can't wait to try this battery sag thing. Let's do that. So that's on 9 volts. I'm going to switch down and sag it down to 7 volts. Bit more garagey, isn't it? Mark II isn't really meant to do punk rock, but... Bit more bottom end. Let's just switch that over. Yeah, a bit flabbier. And I'm just going to push it up to 12 volts now. Yeah, bit more sustain, bit more attack. Very interesting, and obviously makes the pedal a little more versatile. I've got to say, I like the 9 volts. I like the classic sound, you know. It's hard to believe you're listening to a brand new pedal. Tell you what, why don't we stick a telly through it? Going to be a pop here. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Well, you know what? We're gonna have to AB them. It has to be done. Za za za. Yeah. What do you do for a living? Oh, you work in a music shop. Yeah, you should be able to put the leads in the right way round. Yeah. Isn't that funny? That's what I think I do for a living. I think I work in a music shop. I own a music shop. Okay, so the level is on about half on both pedals, attack on full. So here's my boss. Should we stack them? Oh God, buy them both. Buy them both. So let's just compare cleanup as well. So I'm going from the Sola sound. To the boss. Okay, so I would say the Solar Sound one has a little more clarity in the cleanup. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to switch down to, no, I'm going to try it on 12 volts. So that is a great little function of the 12 volt boost. In 12 volts, it's holding more top end when it's backed off. I'm genuinely so excited and very, very proud to have been part of the project. I just think it's great, and it looks so cool as well. Grey Hammerite, what's not to like? And for all you people who thought this logo was in papyrus, shame on you. That is the original Tonebender font from 1965. And the Solar Sound logo's right as well. Should we chuck a Les Paul through it while we're at it? I already know this is going to be nuts. I just really, really ace. Really, really great. It sounds a bit weird, feels a bit weird going so nuts about a pedal with our own name on it. But I'm not, not bigging ourselves up. I'm bigging Boss up for the great job they've done. It's just a joy. I think we're going to have to take the back off and have a little peek inside because that's what I do. Right, screwdriver. screwdriver. So whenever we do a new pedal, and I put some pictures of it up, you know, the first emails I ever get, or comments on Instagram are, let's see what's under the hood, Ant. What's under the hood? So that's what we're doing. We're seeing what's under the hood. I do know some of you don't actually care what's under the hood. And some people, it's all they care about is what's under the hood. But everything's important, obviously. Ooh. Okay, that's not a Sola sound pedal, is it? Wow. Wowee. That is actually not a Boss pedal either, is it? Wow. Okay, so they're your germanium transistors, which I don't know actually what they are, but I know they sound right. There's presets for each one. If you buy one of these, don't start messing about with them. They set the bias of each transistor. Now, you see, the purists will sneer at that and say, oh, you shouldn't have to do that because each transistor should be bias itself, and it should be picked so finely that you don't need them. And that is true. That is true. If you were looking at a vintage style Mark II tone bender, the last thing you want to see in there is a preset, because that means the guy who put it together didn't know how to make the pedal properly. But in this case, these are different germaniums, and they're absolutely, to have 3,000 that sound the same, I don't think there would be any other way of doing it apart from having them in there. And obviously, the way Boss make pedals, it's very important that every pedal is exactly the same. Whereas ours, you can have a bit of fluctuation, or you can pick one up. You know, like I said earlier, this one's going to have a little less sustain. It's going to be a little bit choppy. And then I pick another one up, and I know it's going to be a big, ballsy, fat Mark II. These ones, everyone is exactly the same. So it's very important that they are there. This obviously looks nothing like a Mark II circuit either, but I can see what's going on in there. And that is really, really cool. And in its own way, it's very beautiful as well. It's lovely. And it's good it's not a Sola sound pedal. It's good, isn't it? You know, because otherwise there'd be no point playing one of ours. No, of course there would. But no, it's good. It's good that this is different, and it's for a slightly different customer. This is for a customer who really, really cares about sound. I know that. But who maybe isn't so bothered about having a pedal that looked exactly the same as the one on stage at Jimmy Page's feet, or maybe you're a huge Pretty Things fan. God, I was listening to some Pretty Things stuff yesterday. If you haven't listened to it, just go on YouTube, listen to the Pretty Things. God, what a band they were. And lots of Mark II action. Lots and lots of Mark II action. Very cool. I was listening to some early, if you don't, I don't know if they're big in the States, an Irish band called Therapy. And again, big Mark II users. Some great guitar sounds. Really great guitar sounds. Anyway, I'm going to plug it in again, have another little play. There's a couple of things around the 12-volt thing I want to try out. And also, I don't think I tried out the battery sag thing enough either. I think I was probably got stuck in at the 9-volt bit, because that's what I'm so familiar with, and it's the sound I know and love. But what I can say is it definitely passed the test, the ear test. Good grief. With flying colours. There she is, by the way. Yep, done it again. Here we go. What shall we use? I think we go back to the SG. So here we go again. 9 volts. I'm going to push that up to 12. Yeah, you're on fire up there. Now I'm going to switch from there straight down to the 7. Instantly more expressive and, dare I say, bluesy. In the little booklet that you get with the pedal, there's a picture of my dad, and it's a picture of him in 20 Denmark Street, the first music shop on Denmark Street, and he's holding the prototype of the Mark II tone bender and another pedal that we make called the Fuzzbox, and I don't know, it's kind of it feels like we've come a long way doing exactly the same thing, never changing. But this is a really important little chapter in the tone bender story. And I know I've said it before, but I'm just so chuffed that it happened on my watch. And obviously Steve is as well. Steve's over the moon with it. It's just, he isn't... He's a little shyer than me. He doesn't like getting in front of the camera and shouting his head off and playing guitar. He leaves that to his mad cousin. So, yeah, I for people who got one, I mean, I know it's sold very fast, but I suppose there will be people out there who buy it and say, well, it's not me, and they'll resurface on the second-hand market or whatever. Great, cool, congratulations, I suppose. So, yeah, so chuffed it's happened on me and Steve, our watch. So pleased to be part of another chapter of tone bender history. And there it is. Here. Meet the family. Oh, yeah, really? Yeah, well, 1965. Oh, yes, really. Yeah, 1965 in England. We were making loads of fuzzy sounds. What are you doing? Ah, well, we're from Japan, and we're making fuzzy sounds now. Really? Have you got a moustache or a beard? No, I haven't. But I've got 9 volt and 12 volts and 7 volts. Maybe we can fade on this. Okay, one email I'm not going to get this time is, Anne, you didn't put a bass through it. So let me just grab a bass. Sorry, Jojo, I've nicked your bass. So it's my son's bass. Typical. out some bass.